Hello everyone, today we head into the last list of characters for Fresh Percure. Well, that I'm gonna talk about. This video is about the allies of Fresh, who basically have helped them out before and at the ending of the series to make them important. They come from Sweet's Kingdom. One, an elder, that being Tiramisu, who has taken care and found Chiffon, and Azukina, Tart's fiancé. So let's begin. But now, let's start by talking about Tiramisu. Tiramisu, known as Elder Tiramisu, is the elder of Sweet's Kingdom. Tiramisu comes from the 6th season of Percure, Fresh Percure. He made his debut in episode 1 of Fresh, and he's an elder, so he's an old guy, and comes from Sweet's Kingdom. He's voiced by Kenichi Ogata, who you may be familiar as Gran Torino in My Hero Academia, the Japanese voice of Aku Aku in Crash Bandicoot, and Analyzer in Space Battleship Battle Yamato, known as Star Blazers in America, and international fans of that series, including my dad. Tiramisu is an old man who seemed to resemble some kind of bird. He wears a gray tan robe with shoes. His hair is light gray and long. He also has a beard and wise mustache and eyebrows. He holds a pink staff with its top shaped like a heart. Inside the center of the heart is an ice cream cone with 3 flavors of ice cream. As being an elder, he is wise. He also is caring, as shown when he cared for Chiffon after finding her, and knowing of her secret as Infinity wanting to protect her and raise her with good. He does what he can to protect Sweet's Kingdom, going to the Percure shrine to wake the pickruns who would find the Percure partners. He also gives a task to Tart in taking Chiffon to the human world and protecting her. He gets his name Tiramisu, just like all characters of Sweet's Kingdom. It's named after a certain sweet. That being, Tiramisu, of the same name, is an Italian dessert which is made with cocoa and cream and a bit of coffee. Before the series, Tiramisu was the one who found Chiffon. It started when he took a bath outside at night and suddenly he saw a shooting star that crashed down in the forest. He ran there until he saw the crater. The meteor opened and inside was a little baby and the clover box. He went to see the King of Sweets and heard of the legend that goes, "When the clover child falls from the sky, it is an omen of evil. To lay its hands on the child, the evil one shall arrive. If the evil one should tame the child, he shall destroy the world within 3 days." The child was Infinity, and the evil ones were Labyrinth. He took care of the child with goodness, hoping it would not be used for evil, and named her Chiffon. When Tiramisu found out that Labyrinth is almost close to finding Infinity, he had no choice but to bring protection for Chiffon, the Percures. He went to the mountain to go to the shrine with Chiffon holding her. He put Chiffon down and went to the shrine and did an incantation. When he was done, lightning crashed into the shrine that scared Tiramisu. When the shrine opened, the Pickruns went to the human world. Later, he summoned the Prince of Sweet's Kingdom, Tart, and told him his mission to go with Chiffon and find the Percures, dismaying Tart. As a supporting character, he doesn't show up much, as much of the action takes place in the human world, but when he does, he's always in support of the Percure, helping them in ways an old man like himself can do, especially giving them wise knowledge. Azukina is a tall, squirrel-like fairy. Appearing in the second half of Fresh Percure, she's Tart's fiancé, and the princess of a neighboring kingdom. Azukina comes from the 6th season of Percure, Fresh Percure. She made her debut in episode 32 of Fresh, and her known relatives are her fiancé, which is Tart, Her theme color is pink. She is voiced by Mayu Ishiki, who you may know for roles such as Sayo in Otome Nadeshiko Koi Takao, and Chihiro Ito in Suki Deizu Suzuki-kun, and back in the season she also voices Nana, one of the members of the Trinity dance group. Azukina is a pale pink squirrel-like fairy with large raspberry eyes. Her short menard of hair curls on the end and curls around her ears, adorned by a tiny white flower ornament. Around her neck is fur and a color reminiscent of a sakura flower. She has white coloring on the front of her torso and dewy pink stripes on her back and tail. Azukina is very caring of Tart and often worries over him. She can be tough on him at times, but only out of concern or stress. However, her love for Tart has caused her to do questionable things at times. Before the start of the story, Tart and Azukina were engaged, and their marriage was about to happen until Tart was forced to take Chiffon to the human world. Azukina cares for Tart, going as far as to wrestling monsters to have him stay with her. Okay. Azukina's name comes from Azuki, which is another word for red bean and is sometimes used for desserts and sweets. Azukina was born royalty in a kingdom close to Sweet's kingdom. In order to unite these kingdoms, she arranged to marry Tart, the crown prince. Since then, they have a close relationship and grown attracted to each other. When Tart goes to the human world with Chiffon in search for Percure, she worries deeply and is relieved when he comes back for a short visit with Percure tagging along. However, she is feeling a bit worried about the Percures with him. After their short visit to the Elder, he told Tart to go to the Mushy Bean Woods and get the item deep inside the shrine. As Tart and the Cures went to the Mushy Bean Forest, Azukina went to the forest and unsealed the mushy monster that was imprisoned deep in the forest. In the Mushy Bean Woods, Tart learns that Azukina has been wanting him to come back, and reveals that she released the seal of the mushy monster so he can't get the item the Elder told him. Although Tart is upset and learns the truth, he still protects his fiancée even if the mushy monster is proven to be too powerful for both him and the Percures. Azukina takes matters into her own hands and goes to the shrine, evading some of the monster's attacks until it gets her. But her determination and her love for Tart made her not give up, and finally got the item in the shrine, which turns out to be the clover box. As the song from the clover box calms the mushy monster, Cure Peach purifies it using Love Sunshine Fresh and seals it back. After that, they return to the Elder and he's amazed that they all got the item, and he entrusted the clover music box to Tart. Azukina apologizes to Tart for what she did back then, and how she is a bad fiancée. Tart forgives her before he and the Cures return to the human world. After Chiffon is captured, Azukina finds out that the Elder in the west of the Sweet's kingdom have been brainwashed by Mobius. Much to her horror, Tart comes to her rescue and brings her to Clover Town so that the Cures can help them. Fortunately, both she and Tart remain unharmed, as Azukina herself was pushed away by the Elder when the controlling happened. She and Tart then accompanied the girls to Labyrinth in order to rescue Chiffon. After arriving at Labyrinth, Azukina and Tart are tossed into a hole and land in the city center. They spot a lifeless child who they offer a donut to, making the child lively. They then witness the battle between the Cures and Northa on television. Several citizens lend Azukina and Tart their hands by helping to send out Tart's encouragement to the Cures. Grateful of how the citizens helped the Cures, Azukina and Tart thank them with boxes and bags of donuts, cheering them on. Azukina, along with Tart and Waster, tries to help the Cures, but in them at first they all fall. Before Solar and the Cures pass out, She ends up being separated from her friends and fiancé by the data cable. Fortunately, she, along with Tart, Waster, and Sorrel, is rescued after the Cures finally defeat Mobius and save Chiffon. With the Battle of Mobius over, Azukina returns to Sweet Kingdom with Tart and Chiffon, and they live happily ever after. Okay, finally, we made it to the ending of the fresh characters. With that being said, we'll be heading into the next Pretty Cure season, the 7th season, Heart Catch Pretty Cure. But before we do that, it's time to start with the fresh Pretty Cure analysis, which will end our fresh adventure. Sad, I know, but there's still more to come. So see you then, if you stick around, and thank you for viewing this. Bye!